flowing so well that the camera stopped. So, you know, we're educators. So I don't know about buying all these vlog camera, this, that, and the third. We're going to work with this Samsung 10S Plus or whatever this is.
And it will be great.
And it will be fine. Okay? So with that being said, we already covered the role of having natural hair within your childhood and then how it impacted activities you participated in or not. Then we flowed into the expectations of beauty and hair and what were the norms that you felt were definitely pressures for you, and if the expectation that long hair was better hair. And then we did another nice pivot into how professional norms and expectations impact you within your profession, and especially if you are one of a few people of color, depending on the culture of your organization and the time and space when you entered that particular profession, there were certain unspoken and sometimes spoken understandings within that realm with women of color and their hair. It doesn't have to be permed. Perm is not synonymous with having your hair together. Right. But whatever you're doing, you better be able to carry it well. You better be fly in your skin and in your space, and rock the crown like no one else has done it, whether it's permed, whether it's free-form locks, whether it's more organized. I know I'm not saying the right terminology. Narada, you will get me together later. Your locks that are not free-form, they're more trained and organized, if you will. Sister locks, natural hair, wash and go, whatever you're doing, you just need to represent, because I know within the education profession, our young ladies really look up to us.
They do.
And they see when we cut our hair, when we perm our hair, what we do with our hair. And I like to say I walked in with a perm and I stepped out with a fro. And when the girls saw my transition, they became more bold within their transition. Would you say that, Shrop?
Yes.
Because you know, you do guidance in the building, and we saw a difference in the behavior, and we also saw a shift with the level of pride.
Right. Because that's ultimately what it speaks to. You know, my experience, and even like you're mentioning, the young girls looking up to us as role models, not just their teachers or their leaders, school leaders, but it's about, you know, you're seeing a reflection of yourself. And so it says, oh, wait a minute, I look like that. There's no need for me to hide or to not bring forth my best. My best is just as good as anyone else's.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I don't have to try to make me into something that is not. I can value mine and show mine.
Absolutely.
And that's powerful for a child to see, because they're trying to understand who they are anyway. You know, so we don't want to crush their spirits and tell them or give them mixed messages where they don't think that they're worthy.
That's amazing. And that was the final question that we've already kind of hinted on. When was enough enough? COVID has been the great equalizer in so many ways for us, from a personal, spiritual, internal standpoint, but also from a standpoint of the lack of access and equity within the country, within various modalities, within various professions. And I know for us that as Black women, as we've seen our bodies bloodied and torn in our sleep, justice for Breonna Taylor, it's time. It's time for us to stand up as a collective and in a constructive way. And although it's extremely emotional, it's time to have a level of emotional intelligence that is measured and has a certain tempo and cadence, so that our voices can be heard and taken seriously in all arenas. That's why the Crown Act is so important, that we get that legislation moved forward in all 50 states, so that our hair, our beauty, and our expression can be protected by law. So in this natural hair community, and the space that I hope to occupy in your homes, is to let you know that yes, reviewing products is very, very important. Yes, we need to celebrate Black-owned businesses, and we need to recycle those dollars within the community because it is a multi-billion-dollar business, and our community sows into that business, but we also need to reap the benefits of said business because we are the consumers of that business. But we also need to be intelligent about how we're governing ourselves. Nobody needs to ask me if I'm a 4 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, because frankly, I really don't know. I know that I have hair. I know that my mother and my father gave it to me, and I'm trying to preserve the 13 or 14 strands I have left, and I can't put all kinds of foolishness in my hair to lose it because I don't know where I am in my stage of hair growth. Some of the women in my family wound up having baldness, alopecia, where they lost their hair. Some have had a full head of hair until they passed away. So wherever I am on that spectrum, I'm just trying to keep and preserve what I have, but I'm also trying to walk into it in gracefulness. And again, I know the hair pattern types. I mean, clearly I know I'm a 4 of some kind. But what I'm saying is that what kind of hair do you have? You have beautiful hair.
Right.
You have, my hair is black in color or brown, sandy brown in others. I know that my hair is tighter in curl in around my perimeter and looser at the crown. I know that if I sleep in a deep conditioner, it makes my head hurt. Girl, you know I had a migraine at 4 in the car this morning. I can't sleep in deep conditioner. So I have to deep condition, rinse my stuff out, let it dry, and then process my hair. So that's something that I learned just by going through the process. But we as Black women need to embrace one another. We need to embrace ourselves. We need to love ourselves. And it costs you absolutely nothing to love and give love to someone else, even if they don't love you.
And just to piggyback on that, another reason why I felt this was the time was because I was in an environment where I was safe enough, felt safe enough to go for the natural lifestyle with my hair, with working under you. Yes, and meeting you and being on staff with you. She's my boss, y'all, but she has created an environment where it is welcome to be your natural self. And that's for me as a Black woman. We have people on staff who are brown people. You know, people are safe. And I saw you at a meeting, a community meeting, before I even ever worked at the school. I went to a meeting as a parent. She was speaking, and I was just in awe. And it came across because she was so free in her natural state. Not just her hair, but she was highly intelligent, very articulate.
Thank you.
Spoke so well of her school, her programs, what she was putting in place for her students. And I thought to myself, I have got to be there. I have got to be there. I have got to be on this team. And the Lord worked it. And I am now on team there, on faculty, under her leadership with her admin team. And I tell you, the big chop was so much easier and freeing that weight because I knew I was in a place where I was valued. I knew it.
Thank you.
And you've been so great educating me now because, you know, I'm a newbie in this.
Look, me too, because we're going to be balled together. We're going to be balled together if I mess it up.
You tell me products, you get in the kitchen, you mix things. She makes her own products, guys. She makes them, she gives them to us. We come over, she does our hair. She just helps us to grow in our own natural being. And not all leaders do that. I tell you, I have worked under several people in my career. This is not anything that's common.
Wow.
So I just want to say what you're saying, and you're saying to the people, you walk it.
Thank you.
You walk it. She's not lip service. She walks it.
Thank you. I know we in COVID.
You better give me a hug.
I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So you know what? On that note, I am humbled. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
because like your parents, like your mom, lifelong educator, both of my parents were lifelong educators. And the one piece of advice they told me was, unfortunately, as Black women, we have stereotypes and narratives that are put on us. But unfortunately, we carry out some of the narratives and storylines and put it into actuality. Mm-hmm. And I never wanted to be that leader that people within your own culture are running from you because you're a terrorist. Mm-hmm. And then people that are not within your culture are like, I don't want to work up under that. Mm-hmm. So for me, I remember my father saying, as a strong, educated Black man who was in education for his entire career, he says, you don't want to be one of those sisters that people are cringing around and they can't make a move because they don't know what mood you're in. You better have that all the way together. And that is something I have carried with me my entire life as a professional and as an educator, because these are things that are said about us. Mm-hmm. The neck rolling, finger popping, eye rolling, mm-hmm. yada, yada, yada. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist. And I'm not even saying that sometimes that's not necessary when you need to, coach somebody up.
Right.
On how they should be treating you or other people. There's a way, but it should not be a cultural norm, lifestyle, or just something that's automatic. Right. So that was something that was very important for me. So to hear that today, and to hear that on my dad's birthday, which is what inspired me to do this episode, is really a blessing. And I thank you for that. I appreciate that. Those are the gifts that mean a lot. And that's what we need during this time in the State of the Union that we're in this place of social fragility that we are experiencing, and just being able to each one teach one. Right. And I am my sister's keeper.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we are going to end this episode of why do I do that every time? I'm so caught up in emotion right now.
That's it. You're processing. You're processing.
Unbelievable. Again, this is going to be another episode of Kinky Curations with Dr. She Cole. And thank you. And I hope you receive this dose of love, peace, and soul with Dr. She Cole. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Oh, yeah.